Good evening, everyone. The City of Parksville recognizes the people of the Coast Salish Nations and their traditional territory upon which we gather with gratitude. The first item on the agenda tonight is the public hearing, and I'm going to ask the corporate officer to introduce the public hearing process and the first item on the agenda, BYLAW 2000.117. Mrs. Keeler, if you would, please. Keeler.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Local Government Act requires a public hearing be held before Council adopts an amendment to the zoning bylaw or an official community plan bylaw. Hard copies of the staff reports and related information respecting the subject amendment bylaw have been available for public examination at City Hall, located at 100 Jensen Avenue East in the Parksville Civic and Technology Centre since August 9th, 2018. At this public hearing, all persons who believe their interest in property to be affected by the proposed bylaw shall be afforded an opportunity to be heard on matters contained within the bylaw. Anyone wishing to be heard on the bylaw amendment must come to the microphone at the appropriate time and clearly state their name and civic address or city of residence. Council requests speakers restrict their presentations to the proposed bylaw. The purpose of this public hearing is for Council to hear from interested persons in relation to the impact of the proposed bylaw on their property. Council's authority is limited to regulation or prohibition in relation to the use of land. Council does not have the authority to regulate or prohibit in relation to a user of land. As such, Council requests speakers restrict their presentations to the proposed bylaw and the uses permitted under that bylaw, and refrain from any comments in relation to possible users of the subject property. Council will not tolerate inappropriate personal attacks or comments which are discriminatory or defamatory. The function of Council this evening is to listen to the public presentations and not to engage in debate. Whether you are for or against the proposed bylaw, during the course of the public hearing, Council would ask that you not display any outbursts as a courtesy to all present this evening. Council asks you treat all speakers with respect and neither cheer or applaud when you agree with a speaker's presentation, nor jeer or boo when you disagree with a speaker's presentation. Council wishes to ensure every speaker has a fair opportunity to be heard, that the environment at the public hearing is a positive one, and that individuals do not feel uncomfortable or intimidated from expressing their views either in support of or in opposition to a proposed bylaw. Again, Council will not tolerate comments or behaviour that are intimidating or create a negative environment which deters people from speaking. No presentations or submissions will be received by Council on the proposed bylaw after the motion for termination of the public hearing for the proposed bylaw has been adopted. This evening there is one item on the agenda. That is Zoning and Development Amendment Bylaw 2018 number 2000.117, which proposes to alter the zoning from single-family residential, RS1, to residential high density, or RHD4, in order to facilitate a 4-story residential apartment building on the properties located at 161 and 173 Molliat Street North, legally described as Lot 1, District Lot 106, Nanoose District, Plan 12107, and Lot A, District Lot 106, Nanoose District, Plan 16408. As of 4 p.m. on September 17th, 2018, no items of correspondence have been received in response to this application.
Thank you. I'd like to invite anyone for the first time who would like to speak on this issue to come forward to the microphone, give their name and civic address for the record. I don't see anybody. For a second time, I'd like to invite anyone who would like to speak to come forward and give their name and address. For a third and final time, invite anyone who'd like to come forward to speak to this issue. And if nobody is coming forward, this is going to be a very short public hearing. Seeing nobody coming forward, I'm going to ask for a motion to terminate the public hearing for Zoning and Development Amendment Bylaw 2018, number 2000.117. Do I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Burden, seconded by Councillor Beale. All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you. The public hearing is closed. I'd like to announce also that once the public hearing is adjourned, which it will be, Council cannot entertain further submissions or correspondence from the public on the proposed bylaws. So, Do I have a mover and a seconder for adjournment of the public hearing? Moved by Councillor Salter, seconded by Councillor Powell. All those in favor? Am I doing that twice? No.
Yes.
Oh. It's doubly closed. Okay, thank you. So,